All right, so here we are, game 2 of the saga continues, I guess you could say, of the Got Milk Castin for Bad Milk. Looks like he has gone ahead and picked up that Ezreal again last game. Unfortunately, one of the problems with spectator mode is that you cannot actually see the picks and ban stage, so we don't really know if something was a counter pick and then a trade or a first pick. For instance, on purple team, they did go ahead and pick up that Veigar first. And it looks like blue team answered that with a Rise pick. Obviously, Rise not really building as much AP as other AP kind of champs, and he does get a little bit tankier. So he is a very good counter pick to Veigar. So it should be interesting to see kind of exactly how this goes. Obviously, the last game was a little bit of a stomp fest. So hopefully this game will be a little bit more even, a little bit more skill based, a little bit more etc. So. C4 Tuna on blue team. Looks like team captain going to go ahead pick up that Kale, likely Kale solo top. Nautilus in the jungle, Rise mid, and IPlayEzreal down bot. Purple team going to go ahead and pick up that Veigar, Urgot, and Blitzcrank down bot. Lots and lots of CC in that lane, and quite tanky too. Lee Sin in the jungle, and then Riven up top. So that's going to be Kale versus Riven, Veigar versus Rise, Lee Sin versus Nautilus, and then a Blitzcrank Urgot lane against Alistair and Ezreal. So, in terms of the lane matchups, obviously I think Rise does do decently against Veigar. Veigar, obviously, even if you're the person you're targeting doesn't build AP, you could still target the AD carry, the support, the quasi AP carry Rise, who obviously just builds a little bit more mana than AP and still does a significant amount of magical damage. I still think Veigar is an underrated pick. Someone like Nijaki, who I believe currently plays for Curse, is just such a sensational Veigar player. And he is quite weak early game. He is a caster that really thrives when he uses his spells on the creeps instead of using them to poke. So someone like Rise can just auto-attack, 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 and then just cast Overload on the enemy to kind of soften them up. Veigar, on the other hand, really needs to go ahead and put those Qs in down on minions to start stacking up that AP. And obviously you don't need to do it, but Veigar is kind of balanced around the fact that, you're going to get anywhere from 100 to 250 bonus AP over any other AP champ. So as a result, his scaling's a little bit lower, his base damages are a little bit lower. So if you use Veigar kind of as a standard AP carry where you're not using abilities to last hit creeps to build up that AP, if you're just using them to harass the opponent, you do a little bit less damage than someone like a Rise. At any rate, I think Veigar with that Event Horizon stun in a team fight is just huge. He drops down these massive nukes with a Grand... that's not Grand Skyfall. What is the name of his W? Dark Matter, thank you. And then Baleful Strike. And his ulti, huge amounts of damage. Veigar ulti actually has more than a 1.0 AP ratio. It's something like 1.1. So he is the quintessential burst caster. You put down that Deathfire Grasp, you put down that ulti, that W, that Q, and you have something like 2.5 AP burst, plus like huge damage, base damage, plus this huge amount of, it scales off of the enemy's AP also. So craziness, absolute craziness. Blitzcrank, Riven, Veigar, especially if Veigar has actually started with his Event Horizon, his E, and it looks like they're going to go for a very, 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 very smart kind of invade. They're going the ultra long way around, not actually even deciding to rush through mid lane because they don't want to go ahead and get spotted. So I'm going to just check out if anything happens here. Looks like they're going to go camp over at blue. Lee Sin obviously doesn't have to start. Oh, sorry, Nautilus. It's Nautilus on their team. Lee Sin's on the other team. Nautilus almost always will start Wraiths. So if they can go ahead and just camp here, it's going to be super, super strong. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how this goes. Where is Nautilus going? How does... It looks like blue team knows that purple is in their jungle, and they're very wisely saying, there's no way we can fight against Veigar, Riven, Blitz, Urgot, Lee Sin. Just such a strong level 1 team, especially because then Nautilus did go ahead and start with Titan's Wrath to kind of speed up his clear times a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see whether he goes for that red with a leash from Rise or if he just transitions over to his blue. They actually don't know whether blue's up or not. Would be interesting to see. Maybe Nautilus would be like, oh, I should go counter jungle their blue because they took mine. But really, you know, his blue is still up. Looks like Lee Sin is going to go ahead and save his smite over here at red. Nautilus not saving his smite. Has picked up that red a little bit healthier, and now it looks like Lee Sin is going to go ahead and go counter jungle. Although Lee Sin is a little bit squishier than Nautilus is right now. Does have that move speed bonus. He doesn't actually spot the enemy Nautilus. Nautilus has his Titan's Wrath up. Has just used it on the creeps. Did they spot each other? I probably switch over. At any rate, you know, he does have that smite up. He might be able to go for the steal. Ooh, and Nautilus didn't actually know that it was still up. So I think he figured that it was gone. And now, not only that, but they actually left a small creep. Lee Sin did level up to level 3. The 2 big camps plus 1 small camp will hit you over level 3. And now it's all going to be a matter of, can Riven get level 2? I think Lee Sin a little bit too early on that gank. But that is going to be a first blood nonetheless. Riven with a nice knockback, able to get behind Kayle and knock her back away from her turret. Although I think that a little bit of misplay there. Riven was just 1 auto attack away from getting another creep, which she could have used to put another point in her W. A ping from purple team going down on the blue. I think that Veigar did just go ahead and spot the Nautilus with only the red buff, which indicated that the blue was still up. Now it looks like maybe Lee Sin's going to go ahead and give that blue over to Veigar, which obviously, if he could just go ahead and spam his spells, is going to be quite nice for him. Already at 20 AP. I didn't actually check to see how much base AP he's got, but at any rate, it looks like Veigar is going to go ahead back off and make his way over to that blue buff, where Shen on Lee Sin is waiting for him. badm1lk looks like they are getting a little bit kind of pressured, forced to back off a little bit, but you know, that's the power of Blitzcrank. They don't have a ward down in this brush, and Alistar did start with boots. Ooh, maybe Blitzcrank could have gone ahead and got that grab through the minions, but nope. Lee Sin is out of health pots, by the way, here. So it looks like maybe, you know, maybe he's just going to go ahead, go back and buy. If you look at how much gold he's got right now, he does have 975, which is enough for that double Dorans if he decides to go that route. Nautilus is waiting around down mid lane. Nautilus actually getting quite far behind in his jungle without that red buff. You know, sorry, without that blue buff, he has slower clear times. And not only that, but he did miss a significant amount of gold and XP by, you know, from that great counter jungling from Lee Sin. So that grab not quite going to hit. It does look like a little bit of an advantage going down bot lane. We see 20 CS on Urgot to 26 on IPlayEzreal. So because this Blitzcrank's not quite really hitting those skill shots, we see a little bit of an advantage going over to blue. Nautilus is going to come around. They do get spotted on that ward. Urgot gets grabbed, and a nice WQ combo from Alistar to secure that kill. badm1lk maybe going to be able to pick up the kill here on Blitz. Alistar flashes into turret range. He is almost certainly going to go down here, although he does also pick up the kill for his team. So you can see there, Urgot didn't pick up an assist for the kill on Blitzcrank, but Nautilus and Ezreal picked up a kill, an assist on the kill on Alistar. So what that means is that it's like, even though it was an even trade, you know, 1-for-1 there, past that initial kill on the Urgot, it does mean that blue team got about 175 gold more out of it than what red team got. With that said, you know, Lee Sin, 1,700 gold compared to Nautilus' 1,400, more than makes up for the 175 gold they just picked up. Is Veigar going to hit level 6? There's the level 6, and Lee Sin is kind of waiting around. Didn't decide to go for that double Durans build that's quite popular on Lee Sin. Instead, looks like he is going to go ahead and build that Blood Razor. There's the Event Horizon. This is almost certainly going to be a kill here. Can the ulti go down? Oh, and a nice flash away from Rise. I think Lee Sin was just a little bit too late on that gank in. Alistar actually going to go behind up top, doing a little bit of roaming. Gets the headbutt down on the wall, but a nice flash away. Good job from Alistar to force that flash. Obviously, they didn't get a kill out of it. But as long as badm1lk, sorry, not IPlayEzreal, as long as badm1lk doesn't die down bot, then this should be a good trade for them. Although, ooh, this could be risky because Lee Sin is around. Not quite level 6, but... Oh, and actually Riven also only level 5. Kale has just leveled up to level 6, so she can potentially block a lot of this burst. The exhaust goes down. That is going to be a kill, though, I'm almost certain. There's the Q. Vhagar is around. The event horizon almost certainly going to go down. Yeah, Vhagar picking a kill there. In addition to getting a little bit of 1 AP every time he gets the last hit with Q, anytime he gets a kill, he also gains 4 AP. So he is getting quite a decent amount of AP from just his kit. He has gone ahead and picked up that Cage's Lucky Pick and 2 Doran's Rings, sitting at 106 ability power here, just 7 minutes, 20 seconds into the game. We are going to see red buffs respawning on both teams. Obviously, both buffs on a 5-minute... Ooh, wow, actually... Looks like badm1lk should be able to pick up this kill here with just one more auto attack. There it is, although now he's going to have to deal with Urgot. Neither of them quite to level 6. He does have that cloth armor, doing as best as he can to go ahead and kite. The cooldown on his E comes off, and he is able to make it out there. So nicely done. A 1-for-1 exchange, both supports going down, and I believe both AD carries picking up the kill. Rise, though, is coming behind. Urgot is pushed very far forward. Oh, but badm1lk gets caught by the E. Is he going to get killed here? No, he's not. And if he has the mana for that ulti, he doesn't. If he has the mana for his ulti in just 4 mana, he will be able to survive. Nautilus is coming down, though. This is almost certainly going to be a kill. And badm1lk actually picks that up with a very nice long-range Q. badm1lk currently 301, much better than last game. Riven actually gets taken down quite low by Kale. Kale did use her ulti in that exchange. Let's go back and just take a look at what happened. Looks like they did get kind of into a little bit of an occasion. Obviously, Kale with that ulti, Riven is so bursty. As long as Kale can use that ulti on Riven's ult, she can negate a lot of what she does. Riven, of course, very, very, very bursty. There is a ward over here, though, at their blue buff. Looks like Kale is going to see that. Looks like Rise is also, lots of pings going down. Now, Lee Sin could be in a fair amount of trouble. Actually kicks Riven towards the area that he wanted to escape in. Rise. Ooh, wow, and Vhagar just... There you go. Nice flash in. He did just barely miss that Event Horizon stun, but he flashed in with the ulti. Now going to be sitting at 116 AP. So he is getting a little bit scary. He is 2-0. And that is going to be a very scary Vhagar come late game. Rise's lack of AP, isn't really going to mean a whole lot if Vhagar can still farm nicely. It is an advantage. It is a disadvantage for Vhagar that he doesn't have anyone on the enemy team who builds AP, but it's not like it's the end of the world because he does have just crazy amounts of burst. Even though Rise does build quite tanky. Actually, also picking up that Merc Tread's also likely to build a Banshee's Veil soon. I don't really know what Alistair's doing. I think he's just being a little bit of a human ward right now. I think maybe he wants to make sure... No, there is no pink ward down. I really don't know what that's all about. Vhagar going to go in and pick up that blue buff. Now has double buffs, actually, because, of course, he did pick up that red over from Kale. And we do see, I got my wish. 10 minutes into the game, only a 800 gold lead. Nautilus, though, might actually find this Lee Sin. A nice waiting spot there. And this could be a kill on the Lee Sin. Vhagar is around. The Event Horizon misses, though, and a very nice job. Ooh, wow. I don't know why Nautilus didn't use that ulti earlier. It is on a broken short cooldown. I really don't like Nautilus' design. I think he's super overpowered right now. And I believe currently he's got the highest win rate in solo queues, sitting around 60%. Ooh, this could be bad, though. Alistair gonna come behind Vhagar. The snare goes down. And they get so much chain CC off that Vhagar wasn't even able to use his ult to pick up that kill on the Rise. Although, I take that back. The ulti was off cooldown. Sorry, on cooldown. Obviously, Vhagar with a 2-minute cooldown on that ult. Ooh, Alistair actually knocks the Blitz back away from his turret. A nice flash over that wall. Is Alistair going to be able to get one more WQ combo? There is a ward here. A nice flash in, and I think he puts the exhaust down, and that is going to be enough for Rise to pick up the kill. Nice job from Alistair being very, very aggressive to kind of secure kills for his carry. This Rise is now 103. Ezreal is 301. And things are really going to look like they're going in their favor. Another little bit of an exchange going up top. Riven once again not quite getting the second tick of her ulti off. If we go back and just take a look at that fight, it looks like she pops that ult when she sees Kayle coming in. Kayle actually using her ulti very, very, very early, which I find surprising, although Riven also popping that ulti a little bit early. At any rate, I think maybe Riven could have picked up the kill there, maybe, if she played that a little bit better. But at any rate, Kayle really picking up quite a dominant position right now. I'm going to go ahead fast forward, quickly just make sure I don't miss anything. Lee Sin is around up top. Neither team actually going for Dragon here. It is relatively early into the game. badm1lk does have that point into his W, though. But it looks like he is the only Wriggles. Oh no, Kayle also has a Wriggle. So maybe if Kayle comes down bot, it could mean an easy Dragon for blue. Oracle's being picked up on Nautilus. Nautilus is around down bot. This is very bad for this Urgot, who's going to take a lot of damage. Where is the Nautilus ulti? There's a nice Nautilus dredge line. Nautilus actually still has his ulti up, I believe. Oh no, it's coming up in 2 seconds. They decide to back off, though, because Veigar's around. Alistar going to survive with just 5 HP. And this is a nice job from Nautilus to really zone Veigar out away from that, from the Alistar. Veigar just so unlucky that he didn't quite pick up the kill there. One auto attack from a minion would have taken that Alistar down. So nicely done from Veigar to go in there, but really just that's kind of the luck of the draw. Sometimes these things happen. You just slightly overestimate the amount of damage you're able to deal, and then that is going to be game over for you. Nautilus, of course, with this Oracles, does see this ward here. Blitzcrank goes to a blind grab on Ezreal and Sif, saving it for this Nautilus. Lee Sin was around. I don't know. I think maybe they could have picked up the kill there. Had Blitzcrank saved his grab, had Lee Sin come down instead of doing wolves, I think the combined damage that they can output would have meant a Oracle's being taken down. Alistar actually doing a fantastic job roaming. Does see this Lee Sin here. Lee Sin actually throws his Q over to the red at the same time that he gets knocked back. I realize I am about 10-20 seconds behind the spectator delay, so I'm going to go ahead and speed things up just a little bit here. Ryze actually flashing in to get the Rune Prison down. A nice flash away by Veigar. Oh, and he's able to turn it around. Can he get the damage down? Ryze actually walking into turret range here, and that is going to be a kill. I think a little bit of misplay there from that Ryze, but nicely done from Veigar to turn things around. I think that is just the problem of having an Alistar who roams. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened down bot. I mean, I think it's just the fact that Urgot was able to land that, gets the ulti down, Blitzcrank is around, gets his ulti down for the silence, gets the knock up, and the grab, and that is going to be one dead badm1lk playing Ezreal. Oh wow, I missed yet another kill, so I really have some trouble catching up here. Riven is, of course, two levels behind this solo top Kayle, which is just going to be a ton of trouble. Look at that burst damage. I don't know, is Riven AFK or something? Is she DC? Everyone loves solo queue, so let's just watch this Benny Hill like chase. Oh wow, and actually the Nautilus ulti goes down. Alistar's around to roam. A nice W, knocks him into the wall to really maximize the amount of CC you're able to put down, and that is going to be 400 gold from that Oracles, lost from Lee Sin, plus 300, plus 175 from the assist. So that is like an 800 gold swing in favor of blue team. Losing that Oracles elixir is just huge. badm1lk on IPlayEzreal has gone for that. He has a cloth armor, which is sort of funny, because he's also built a Bloodthirster, and I don't know, maybe he's going to do that kind of emergent EU style build where you pick up that Frozen Heart, but I don't really know. I don't really think badm1lk would do that. So now I am still 30 seconds behind being fully caught up, so we're going to see everything in fast motion as I try to, get back on track of the action this game. Looks like another blue going to go over that Veigar. Is able to pick it up without a contest. Riven didn't DC. I don't know if she was just AFK or if she was just giving up or what, but she did just kind of sit there. Blitzcrank with a nice grab onto the KO. Kid is just able to walk away. Lee Sin is around, but he is very weak. Only has that Wriggles on that Merc Treads. Lee Sin gonna be caught by this Nautilus. Kayle really just not even caring one tiny little bit. Is gonna go pop that Ghost to get the slowdown on Lee Sin. Veigar is around with his Event Horizon. This could be trouble, though. Kayle does have that ulti. She pops it down on herself, and Ryze is around. Ooh, that grab almost catching. Now Riven is around. A nice flash in. Gets the W down on all three of them. The auto attacks go down. Veigar almost certainly going to die here. Nautilus ult doesn't even go down on cooldown. This is the most broken champion I've ever seen in my life. And I'm so glad that he died because, honestly, I hate Not. Not can go die in a fire for all I care. Yeah, I'm a little bit mad. Ezreal does go ahead and take down that bot turret. badm1lk doing a nice job to win bot lane. 116 CS to Urgot's 90. About a 30 CS lead, plus he has those 3 kills and 2 assists. Alistair has picked up that Oracles. He doesn't want to lose it. He goes in. This could be trouble. He might be a little bit greedy. He is forced to pop that ulti. He wanted to get that CS on that large cannon minion with his headbutt. But Riven was around to say, you're not going to get away with that for free, you know. And it looks like, by the way, Alistair hasn't even put a single point into Triumphant Roar. I guess I just missed that. He's going full damage, full roam mode. Obviously, when you put points into Q and W, it gives them a little bit more damage, and it gives them also a much shorter cooldown, which is important. So this is interesting to see. Generally, though, I don't really like to max headbutt that much because I like the cooldown on headbutt and pulverize to be equal, which you can get away with just a level 1 headbutt and a level 5 pulverize. So I'm not so sure about this decision to not put any points into his heal. Although, ooh, Veigar is around, just barely missing that stun on IPlayEz. Nice grab goes down on the Nautilus. They are able to get the stun down. However, it looks like they're going to turn around. Alistair comes in. He doesn't have his ulti off cooldown, though. He doesn't want to lose that Oracle, so he does a nice job to get out of that fight. Looks like Rice walks into that event horizon. Kale, though. This is a 4v5, keep in mind, down bot. So not only does purple team need to win it, they need to win it hard because, meanwhile, Kale is pushing the crap out of top lane. Has just taken an inner turret, and looks like she's going to go ahead and push even further into the inhibitors. However, Riven is going to say, not on my watch. IPlayEzreal, sorry, not IPlayEzreal. badm1lk on Ezreal, falling down to this Veigar. Alistair almost certainly going to lose his Oracles here. Flashes a little bit too early, and the swap goes down on a Rise. Rise is able to flash over the wall there. The Q from Lee Sin misses. A nice event horizon is going to trap him in place. That is going to be a kill here, picked up by Lee Sin with that resonating. Oh wow. Looks like Blitzcrank and Riven. Kale was got a little bit Rambo here. Dove past the turret, and I guess I said, you know, they not only need to win it, they need to win it hard, and win it hard they did. Gonna go ahead and take this turret here. I think a lot of that came down to the fact that badm1lk was picked off very early by the ultimate from Veigar, and now they might go ahead and transition either to Dragon or a little bit of counter jungling. The enemy red is up. Not a whole lot of vision from purple team though. They only have this ward to kind of make sure that the enemy team doesn't go for Baron, whereas blue team, a little bit more vision in the enemy jungle, and I think they did just see the fact that they are going to go for that Dragon. And also, no real wards anywhere near, so he is going to have a hard time getting out of this safely, as the rest of his team isn't around, and that is going to be a 19-minute and 37 Dragon. I believe that's the second Dragon we saw picked up. I could be wrong, that could be the first. And it's interesting, badm1lk has gone ahead and picked up that Zeal. I don't know if that's going to be built into a Phantom Dancer or a Triforce. The fact that he has picked up Bloodthirster makes it a little bit more likely to me that he is going to go for that Triforce instead of the Phantom Dancer, because he didn't pick up that Infinity Edge. Obviously, Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancers just like synergize so nicely with each other, whereas Bloodthirster and Triforce, you can kind of play to your strengths of being a little bit more poke-based. And especially, you know, champions like Riven, champions like Veigar, Urgot, it does make sense to tank up a little bit. What is this build from Kale? Is Kale going full troll mode? 3 Zeals being picked up, but you know, she is 5/5. I don't know if this is like purposeful trolling or what. She's putting down a lot of damage. I didn't think she got a single crit there though. Looks like she is forced to flash away. Alistair does pop that ulti. Kale does also use that ultimate, and they use a lot of cooldowns on that Alistair. Even when that Kale ult was down on him, it looks like Riven is going to fall after Blitzcrank goes down, and it looks like now we are going to see maybe a Baron being picked up here, 21 minutes into the game. A 5k gold lead in favor of blue, even though the kills and deaths are quite equal. I think a lot of that is just the fact that badm1lk on Ezreal down bot was quite good at CSing. It would be interesting to see if Lee Sin can get at the smite steal. No Oracles remaining on blue team. Both people who had bought an Oracles have gone ahead and died. Alice gets taken quite low from Baron. They're almost certainly going to want to back off from this, but ooh, Rise puts down a nice combo on Veigar, but Vhagar also able to put the Event Horizon down just in the nick of time. Urgot puts his ulti down, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Shen on Lee Sin almost certainly going to fall down, and I'm going to take a look over it here at Vhagar. Vhagar does go down to badm1lk's badm1lk might be able to pick up a triple kill here. And it looks like good guy Kale is going to go ahead and leave that. He is out of mana now. Oh, but wow, Riven actually deciding that she doesn't want to fight that. Even though both the Kale and the Ezreal were out of mana, and it looks like badm1lk wisely saying, I'm not going to tower dive. No real reason to lose this advantage. So we do see a QSS being picked up by badm1lk playing that Ezreal. Obviously going to be strong against the Event Horizon. Vhagar going to be strong against the Urgot ulti. And then also going to be quite good just in the fact that it gives you 56 MR, which you really want against Vhagar because, you know, as we saw in the last team fight, badm1lk did get full to zeroed. I did realize that I am still a little bit behind real time. Just going to make sure nothing really happens here while I am trying to fast forward. Ooh, Blitzcraft just barely missing there on that Nautilus. And it looks like Alistar has finally gone ahead, picked up yet another Oracle's Elixir, and has cleared Baron of wards. So purple team really, right now they only have this defensive ward here in their own kind of Wraith area. Now they don't know what blue team is up to. They only have eyes on Rise, who's sitting around mid lane getting in some nice CS here 23 minutes in. Otherwise, you know, about a 7k gold lead for blue team. Oh wow, actually Alistar gets caught by both the Vhagar. Wow, Vhagar burst entirely negated by that Kale ulti. And they are blowing a lot of cooldowns. Really, blue team can fight this quite successfully as those cooldowns are all done. They did lose the Alistar ult, they did lose the Kale ult, but really losing that Vhagar ulti is just as important. Blitzcrank sending out a blind grab into this brush here, hoping that maybe someone would be kind of lingering around, but no one is. Alistar over at the enemy red. Might go for a little bit of a pincer move, although his ulti is down. There's the flash ulti on the Kale. Kale doesn't have her ulti, of course, so she is quite squishy. Alistar comes in behind. Lee Sin falls down very fast. Rise picking up the kill there. Kale is quite low now. Vhagar is also so low. And look at that. No damage going down on a Vhagar, sorry, on the badm1lk's Ezreal. He's going to go ahead and sit in that brush and just get a lot of auto attacks down. The WQ from Alistar actually misses, and he gets grabbed very nicely by Blitzcrank into that turret. And that is going to be a Lost Oracles. Nautilus actually missing his dredge line on a snared opponent. Not really what you want. And the Arcane Shift. Ooh. A little bit of misplay there from badm1lk. He didn't use that Arcane Shift, which had just come off cooldown, and he had the mana for it. Instead wasting his mana on a lucky Mystic Shot, hoping to get that hit off. But Blitzcrank wisely ran the long way around the turret, so that Arcane Shot did actually miss. Still only a Triforce being picked up, and still only a Zeal being picked up, and it looks like he's going to build a Last Whisper out of that pickaxe rather than going for that Triforce. Ugh, can't talk right now. Gonna pick up some juicy farm down bot lane. Has 1100 gold in the bank. I think it's 1400 gold once you pick up that pickaxe in order of, you know, in terms of how much you need to actually finish that Last Whisper. Vhagar gonna go in, and Nautilus flashes away, doesn't want to lose his oracles. Blitzcrank's picked up one of his own, and Vhagar is around now. This could be trouble. Blitzcrank is quite low. Vhagar does get taken down. Nautilus did die, but not Blitz. Blitz dodges that oracle's up. Lee Sin gets taken down very low from the damage on this Kale. He's going to be forced to flash away. A nice Urgot ulti goes down to kind of take them out of the fight. And now Lee Sin, sorry, that is Kale, does get taken out by that Riven ulti. Lee Sin missing a point blank Q. Gets taken out by the nice WQ combo from Alistar. He's been quite consistent with these WQs so far. And Rise just throwing out a ton of damage. Has 121 armor, sorry, 121 magic resist, 113 armor, and 100 AP. Hasn't actually built up a Banshee's Veil so far, which I think is a little bit surprising against Vhagar. We'll see. Maybe that Negatron Cloak gonna be built in that EV. Don't think of anything else you'd want to build out of it except for maybe a QSS. Although really, the tankiness and the damage Rise gets out of Banshee's Veil will accomplish, you know, similar things to a QSS, so I'd expect to see that Rise building one. Aegis being picked up on blue team. I don't know if that was recently or earlier by that Nautilus. If we just go over the builds right now, you can see Urgot's doing that kind of CDR tank caster kind of role with that Frozen Heart and that Brutalizer. Only 174 attack damage compared to the 258 from from badm1lk's Ezreal, but he does, of course, have that, you know, a lot more tankiness. He has 173 armor right now compared to badm1lk's 83. However, not quite as much magic resist. About 30 less, although he does have those mark shreds. So really, you know, oh wow, and a nice grab over the wall goes down on Aster. I don't really know if that's the one you want to target, though. The ulti goes down from Veigar. Oh, wow. A nice headbutt, I believe that was from Aster, and badm1lk able to pick up the kill with that ulti. That was actually a 1-for-0 exchange. They blew so many cooldowns on that Aster, and that Aster was still able to knock that Veigar off the wall. badm1lk picking up a nice ulti onto that Veigar. Urgot maybe going to go down here. He get knocked up by that Nautilus ulti. Does go ahead and use his ulti to escape, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He is quite tanky. Maybe going to pick up the kill on Aster. Ooh, but Aster living with just 120 health. Lee Sin forced to kick away the Kayle. Ooh, but now badm1lk's around. As is the Rise. Aran. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. Obviously, I think this game is almost certainly going to go in favor of Blue Team, although, you know, it's solo queue. You never know just how hard a team can throw. So badm1lk, of course, 11-6 on Ezreal. Very, very dominant play this game. Looks like they have finally gone ahead and spotted that ward. Baron falling down very quickly, unless maybe Riven can get the steal. No, she's not even going to attempt it. It just fell way too quickly for her. Blitzcrank does still have that Oracle, so he is going to go ahead and just roam through his jungle, making sure that there are no wards sticking around anymore. And that Baron being picked up by Blue Team, about 28 minutes into the game, is going to bring them up to a 12k gold lead. It is huge. Veigar going to go ahead and solo his team's blue buff. It's going to take quite a while, because he doesn't have so much sustained damage, just a lot of burst. It's going to be interesting to see exactly who Veigar is going to want to put his ulti down on this team fight. It's the second team fight in a row he's put it down on Alistar, and it barely even makes a dent in Alistar's health. Maybe putting it down on badm1lk, who is 11-2, is the best bet. Although, of course, that Kayle ult can't really mess with him, because it will block 100% of damage dealt, whether it's true, magical, or physical. The only thing it doesn't actually block, by the way, is the Fountain Laser, which I believe in the previous cast I mentioned was damage reduction, not damage. Sorry, damage removal, not damage. At least it lands a Q, but really nothing they're going to be able to do. That is just so much damage coming out of this Ez ult. The scaling on that with AD is huge. It's dealing about 800. Sorry, 9. Oh wow, and the Kayle gets ulted. Let's go ahead and finally put down that ulti. And it looks like Veigar did put his ulti down on the Kayle ult once again, so that is the third fight in a row where we haven't seen a good Veigar ulti coming out. badm1lk is around. He's putting a lot of damage out in these fights. Just so many damage threats. Rise, Kayle, Ez. And that is going to be so far a 3-for-1 exchange. Kayle going down, but Lee Sin, Veigar, and Riven have so far fallen for Purple Team. It looks like a Rune Prison from Urgot. Maybe going to be able to pick up the kill. Can badm1lk get in range? No, he's not going to be able to. Has gone ahead and... Oh, and he did build, by the way, a Phantom Dancer instead of Triforce. Kayle's build, by the way. Quite interesting there. Triple Zeal, i.e. a Wiggles Lantern. So that is the first inhibitor of the game, going down 30 minutes into the game here. It'll be interesting to see if maybe Blue Team is going to want to go ahead and keep pushing, but it looks like they are going to go ahead back off. 15k in the gold lead. Just that lead is growing and growing and growing. badm1lk finds that the enemy blue buff is not quite up. And other than a dragon spawning soon, and of course these turrets, not really a whole lot Blue Team can do other than just push. Oh wow. Looks like badm1lk went ahead and ultied the enemy red buff, which I think Rise was going to try and like save for him. But I think it maybe reset, and then you know, Rise wasn't able to get the damage down to give it over to Ezreal. So he does go ahead and take that for himself. Has picked up a QSS, by the way, Rise, instead of a BV. Is going to make him, you know, it's going to mean that he's not really going to care so much about that Urgot ulti or that Veigar stun, because he can choose to just kind of cleanse away one of them. But it does also mean he's going to lose a little bit of damage and overall tankiness versus going for that Banshee's Veil. So ward has just expired for Purple Team in their blue area. And it's going to be interesting to see what exactly Blue Team decides. They have such a tremendous gold lead. They've just won, like, completely stomped every team fight they've fought so far. It's interesting to see why they... Oh, wow, and Blitzcrank actually gets caught out. Almost certainly going to die. That is going to be an Oracle. He just got wrecked there. It's like getting hit by a train. Anyway. Kale, gonna go ahead and throw down a lot of damage to this turret with that triple Zeal build and that IE. Monolith's just not really even caring about that that damage from the turret, as he has 158 armor and 2.8k HP, which means his Titan's Wrath are gonna be about 360 health. Vhagar stun goes down, but it doesn't really get anyone. Alistair with a nice flash in, not quite able to get the stun off on Vhagar, but badm1lk is able to pick up the kill there with his ultimate. Riven gonna get caught out open, a nice grab goes down on Alistair. He's gonna take out that Oracles, but you know, this late in the game, too little, too late, and almost certainly gonna be a final push here coming out of the blue team. 35-23 the final score, 17k gold in the late. Just such a snowball in favor of blue team. A nice grab though goes down on a Rise. The Kale ulti goes down, giving you a nice amount of damage reduction. That is going to be a kill picked up on Urgot. And now maybe nope, really nothing that they could do. I mean, it's sort of been a kind of foregone conclusion that blue team would win this game, but it would be nice to see some nice plays coming out of purple. Some nice blitz grabs, but you know, really nothing game-changing when you're 16k behind. badm1lk forced to use that cleanse and then flash away. They pick up the kill on Vhagar and Lee Sin, and then take the game. Rise actually getting 50 gold there by last hitting that Nexus, and that is going to be GG in favor of blue. Very nicely done. Victory. And there we go. So apparently I've been calling badm1lk IPlayEzreal all game.